We'll meet Irving's rising stars in the visual arts.
And we'll celebrate 31 years of Texas and Neighbors.
All this and more coming up About Town.
Hello everyone, and welcome to About Town. I'm Patika Berkeley.
And I'm Kathy Whiteman, and welcome back, Patika. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
So if you tuned into the last show, you know that Patika is the City of Irving health coach. So I think I may have persuaded her to share a health tip with us today, yes?
Yes, ma'am, you did. Okay, so today's health tip is going to be about how the body responds. So today we're actually going to talk about coughing and how it's a body's reflex. So a lot of times when we cough, we want to take a cough suppressant so we'll stop coughing, but actually our body is telling us that we're trying to get something out of our lungs or our upper airway passages. So sometimes we may want to think a little bit before we take that cough suppressant just to get anything nasty out of it.
That is a good health tip. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
Glad you're here for that and everything else, and we're glad that you could join us for details on the Irving Black Arts Council's new theatrical production.
Irving Toastmasters celebrates 50 years this year, and there's still time to volunteer for great days of service. We'll tell you how later in the show.
As always, we invite you to email us. Let us know about stories you'd like to see and events that you'd like to promote.
So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Or you can still email us at ictn@cityofirving.org. There are lots of milestones for graduating high school seniors, and for young Irving artists, one of those milestones is earning a place in the annual Senior Portfolio Art Exhibit. Susan Kamyab met some of the students and their teachers who say these gifted young artists are truly rising stars.
The Irving Arts Center hosted its annual Senior Portfolios Art Exhibit.
Today we're kind of celebrating or honoring our wonderful seniors that have worked really hard over the last couple years. Some of them have been in the program for probably like 4 years, some of them 2, but they had this kind of prolific or grouping of works that they kind of put together themselves to kind of display for the public.
This is kind of real world experience for them, having people come up to them and talk about what they made, why they made it, and just kind of having that that thing that's theirs.
Irving ISD seniors displayed their best and most meaningful works of art from the past 4 years.
It's kind of centered around the idea of the elements of nature, like earth and sea. I'm really interested in anything that has to do with sea and the ocean and just water in general.
These 3 are part of my concentration, and it's regarding the abuse and mistreatment of kids and adult agendas. So you got someone getting controlled by their dad to do something for them. And this one was just supposed to be the start of her talking about there's something wrong here. And I said it in Paris because it was the events of Paris.
This is the drum room in the band hall in my high school because I just came in one day. This is totally off-guard picture I took of my friends just hanging out in the drum room because band is also a really big part of my high school career. So it's just something I love, and it took me forever to draw that. So it's the most important to me.
As people walk around admiring these students' pieces, it's their teachers who take notice of their talented skill.
Well, Jacob it's amazing what he does on a computer. I mean, he's very good at drawing on paper too, but he loves to kind of take that drawing style and put it onto a computer, which is kind of a new medium, which is great to kind of see a student who's willing to try something that's still very untested, if you will. And then Liz is kind of the complete kind of other side of the spectrum. She really loves to kind of just draw in a very kind of natural setting, but hers are very whimsical. There's always a little kind of thing that she's doing within those drawings that, are kind of her sense of comedy.
Through their passion, teachers even inspired some students to have their love of art go beyond their high school careers.
I want it to be a major force that keeps me busy and keeps me motivated, throughout college.
I am planning on majoring in art education, so hopefully I can give to other students the passion that my art teachers have given to me.
For About Town, this is Susan Kamyab reporting.
To learn more about the Excellent Arts program in Irving schools, visit irvingisd.net and click Find Arts.
The Irving Black Arts Council brings another new play to Irving with their upcoming children's show, Not Too Young to Serve God. Stephanie Dixon and Cynthia Wills join me with more about the production. Ladies, it is a pleasure, as always, to have you.
Always.
Thank you
Always
for
great
having
to be here.
So,
Thank you.
Cynthia, you've got something coming up next that's going to be really exciting. Tell us about it.
We're having Mrs. Stephanie Dixon, writer, director, playwright, the Style and Diva production of Not Too Young to Serve God. And it is really not so much a children's play as it is just a way of showing young people that it does not matter how old or young you think you are. Things happen, and this is what this play is about. So we're great to have. She's been a good friend of mine for years and years and years. We worked together on a million projects. I hate to say a million, but really a lot of projects. And she is just awesome. And so we are going to have her in Irving, and we're excited about it.
Well, it's exciting to see you again, and you do have your fingers in lots of pies.
Yes, oh, yeah.
What made you decide to take this particular project on? What did you want to say to young people?
Well, I deal with a lot of young people. I'm the youth ministry director at my church, Trinity Temple Church. And so outside of that, I still mentor young girls and young boys. So I'm always hearing all of these different stories, these different issues that they have. Well, my love for writing kicks in, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should write something about this so that the name of the production is Not Too Young to Serve God. So it just lets young people know that no matter what you're going through, because we all go through something, you too can have a relationship with God.
That's right.
And so it's just letting them know it doesn't matter their age. You can call on him just like we adults can call on him, and he can answer your prayer just like he does with us.
It sounds like that message is universal. It's not just for young people. You certainly can't be too young, as you said,
Right.
but it extends to everyone. So you've got some pretty exciting folks involved in the project.
Yes, we have Lamar Strait. And you may know Lamar if you saw the movie Carter High. He was one of the main characters in Carter High movie.
Excellent.
We also have his sister Chadney Crystal, who is making a name for herself in the gospel music industry. She's doing awesome. We have Joshua Reed, who is a DJ. He has a show on the Heaven 97 radio station, gospel radio station, and just many more actors that are just making a name for themselves in the play industry. And so I'm just excited about my cast. They are awesome. I have an awesome band. Darius Benton on drums, Ramon Hearns on keyboard, and Elton Dawes on bass guitar. And I've written all of the songs myself.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm excited about that.
Major production. That's
yes, this is a major production. And you know, and like Ms. Will said, it is not just for children. It is for adults as well, because it will open up a dialogue once the parents come to it and hear it. It will open up a dialogue with them and their children, because there's going to be scenes in the play where parents are going to think, wow, my child is going through that. I may not even know.
And I need to deal with it.
I need to deal with it.
That's wonderful.
Right.
So, Cynthia, this is obviously something that'll speak to the faith community here in Irving.
And yeah, that is exactly right. And we have invited and are working with a lot of the local churches here in Irving that we're excited about. We have
Bear Street, Ben Washington, and Day Spring that we've been communicating with.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing them at the event. So, details-wise, when is this taking place?
It is April the 30th at the Dupree Theater in the Irving Arts Center complex. It's at 7:00 p.m. and we have tickets available. Call Irving and get your tickets. It's going to be great.
Fantastic. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. You can get your tickets, folks, by calling 972-252-ARTS, or you can go online at either irvingblackarts.com or go to irvingartscenter.com if you're ready to purchase tickets. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Excited about the show.
Can't wait.
Back to you, Patika.
The comedy team Key and Peele are at it again, this time with a feature-length movie. Susan Kamyab talked with them about their latest venture and says that if you like their Comedy Central sketch series, you'll love this action comedy.
Hey man, how are you? How you doing?
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Are you okay?
Maisie broke up with me.
Well, it's gonna be okay.
You're right, Clarence. I want you to meet Keanu.
No. Oh my God, that's the cutest guy I've ever seen in my life. Why's your door open?
Keanu.
Keanu! I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on this movie.
Thank you.
hilarious. You guys go through some great lengths to get Keanu back, and I don't blame you because he's one of the cutest cats I've ever seen in my life. But what is something in your life that, if it were to get taken away like Keanu did, that you would go through the same measures like in this film to get it back?
Something in my life? Well, you know, I have a dog, and Keanu's kind of, ironically, is kind of based on the dog. Like as soon as I got this dog, I realized, wow, I would go to war for this animal. He doesn't even like me very much. He doesn't even give me a lot of attention. But I would go into harm's way to save. If the police couldn't help me, and he ended up at the craziest in gangland, I would have to go there and be like, hey y'all, just trying to buy my dog back for a second. And I think it's kind of a universal. Like pets are our family. You know?
And they love, you know, and I know he says that, you know, his dog, I mean, you know that they depend on us. They depend on us in a way. Children grow up and they become their own person, they're humans and they're evolved. But you never, there's a baby quality to pets that stays intact. They need you. They certainly get to a point where they 100% need you. And so I think that, you know, I've had dogs and cats my whole life, and there's certain pets that I've had that I would go to probably any length, to any length.
There's others that you're like,
he was okay. Somebody will find him.
It's the connection. When you have that connection, you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like how Keanu is basically kind of like the cure for Rel's depression. Putting pets aside, what do you guys think is the best way to heal after you've been broken up with?
Ooh, pets aside.
Pets aside. You know what? And this is going to sound like a traditional answer, but it's time. Which is not the answer anybody wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear time like, well, how much time? How much time is it going to take? You know, people trying to get healthy in a week. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it also depends on how intense the relationship was. You know, so you get to this place where you kind of have to that. And I believe watching movies, but you've got to watch the right kind of movie. Yep. There's always a genre that you could pick up that doesn't remind you of the past loved one.
That's right.
You know?
In fact, I would say, watch Keanu.
Yeah.
Actually, this movie is tailor-made for anyone who's ever been in love and that love was unrequited. This is the movie.
This is the elixir.
I don't know how it fits in, but it
does. No, but it does. It does fit in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Clarence has some great music in his car. George Michael's Father Figure is a really great song. But what is y'all's all-time favorite song to jam out to in the car?
To jam out to in the car.
Like when we're together, we listen to P-Funk.
Yeah, and my favorite song, and it is a P-Funk song. Gonna get it. Oh, that's right.
All right.
Never gonna get it.
All right.
Never gonna say. We don't know the words, but we love the song. Yeah. And the other song that I like, the other P-Funk song, is it's called. Good to Your Ear. It's called Good to Your Ear Hole.
Now we should do a Keanu funk song.
Yeah, y'all should have made a song at the end of this movie. That would have been so awesome. Like a music video?
Yes.
Keanu.
Stupid.
Gonna take
do it now. Yeah, that's what's happening.
Keanu.
Do rag on the kitten. Watch what you wish out for. Gonna get an opportunity to prove your heart.
Keanu. We're working on it. It's a work in progress.
So good.
I got my air bass on point, but we're just gonna get the lyrics worked out.
Gotta get the lyrics. Always. That's the beauty of funk.
We will say Keanu 74 times in the song, and then at some point in time we'll go flip it back. You know what I mean?
And you know what? That will be a #1 hit because you really just have to have one word just repeating.
That's all you need for a hit song.
And then everyone knows the lyrics.
Absolutely.
So it'll be #1.
Well, we'll give you your due credit.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, they're wrapping me up, but
what?
I know.
Let her talk.
Come on, man. Keanu needs you. I need you.
Where are you?
What do you think my idea of fun was?
Why are you talking to me like that?
I talk like that sometimes.
Check it. Buckshot. So what you got?
Me?
Appendix. Blam.
It took it out of my body.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Keanu is in theaters starting April 29th. For more of Susan's reviews and interviews, visit thischicksflix.com.
The Irving Toastmasters Club celebrates 50 years of helping people find their inner public speaker. Stephen Kilfoyle and Curtis Holland join me with details on the event. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming down today. It's a pleasure to see you.
You're welcome. You're
welcome. So, Curtis, you are the president of the organization, so you probably have some insight into how much the Toastmasters helps people to really find a way to get in front of people and talk. But I don't want to put words in your mouth. Tell me about the Irving Toastmasters Club.
Yes, ma'am. You understand well enough. What we do is we specialize in communications and leadership. So it's not just about public speaking, but you do in fact learn much needed leadership skills and soft skills that today's employers are looking for.
That's wonderful. That's good to know. Is that what attracted you to join Toastmasters?
Yes, indeed. At the urgency of my friend here,
Curtis.
Curtis.
That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. What about you, Curtis? Why did you get involved?
I got involved a few years ago when a friend of mine at work invited me to join, actually.
I understand that you've got a lot of members that I may know. In fact, Harry Hall, who's a good friend of ICTN's and in fact has sat in the host chair with me, is one of your members.
Yes, he is.
And at the celebration that you guys have coming up, you're expecting to see some folks who are really connected to the past and the heritage of the organization. Stephen, can you talk about that?
Yes, ma'am. We're actually going to have the very first president of the club will be represented there by his son, his daughter, and his wife. The very first member president of our club's organization.
That's wonderful.
It's going to be a blessing.
Give us the details. Is the public invited to come and celebrate with you?
Oh, most definitely. Anybody. We want people to come out. This is what we're about. We want to show the city of Irving that, yes, we have a successful organization and are producing many successful speakers.
That's great. If you, in any organization that makes the 50-year mark, has done something right, it sounds like you guys have. When is the event taking place, Curtis?
This will be Monday, May the 2nd. We'll start at 6:45 p.m.
And where's it going to be?
At the Episcopal Church of the Redeemer, where we hold our meetings every Monday night at 2700 Warren Circle.
All right, so 6:30, folks. If you'd like to learn more about the Irving Toastmasters Club, which is celebrating 50 years of not just public speaking, but leadership too. Thank you, Curtis. Make sure you go and check out details at their website, irving.toastmastersclub.org. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Back to you, Patika.
The Irving Art Association hosts the 31st Annual Texas and Neighbors Juried Art Exhibit through May 14th at the Irving Art Center. Kathy says it's one of the most beautiful shows yet, and this year's Best of Show winner will simply amaze you. Here are some highlights.
The 2016 Texas and Neighbors Regional Art Exhibition is, simply put, a feast for the eye. For the 31st year, the Irving Art Center was host to the Irving Art Association's annual celebration of art and artists.
They do some incredible work to community build for the arts. It's not about the artist, it's about the community of artists.
Irving Art Center Executive Director Todd Hawkins welcomed a standing room only crowd to meet the artists and enjoy their remarkable work. 499 pieces were submitted for consideration this year, and the juror had a difficult job.
We've got 80 paintings this year. Up from 69 last year, so that's exciting. And the reason was the juror could not go below 80. She couldn't. We told her to get it down to 70, and she had 80 picked, and she was just staring at us like, I have no idea how to get rid of one single more painting.
The show's impressive range in style and composition inspired equally stunning floral sculptures created by the Chocolate Rose.
And this year's been really good because there's such a bigger diversification of artwork. It was hard to choose which ones we were going to interpret.
One of the pieces Ted selected was Sweetheart Rose.
It was really inspiring to see a simple rose, something that we use all day, every day in the flower shop, but executed so perfectly. The lighting shining on the rose, the detail of the calyx was really important, and this little bit of a spider web really drew my eye in. And so to make a bigger impact, instead of a single rose, I used a group and then created my own spider web out of decorative wire.
Attendees enjoyed contrasting the flowers and art. visiting with one of Irving's most treasured arts pioneers, Pete Fernandez, and of course, learning the winners of this year's competition.
The best of show. This is the big one. This is the one the IRS will be interested in talking about.
Echoes took the top prize this year, created by newcomer Jesse Lane. This 25-year-old artist has a skill level that would seem beyond his years.
When I was in 8th grade, I was 14 years old, and my drawing teacher, I was doing a portrait, and she comes around and she tells me, "Jesse, you're the worst artist in my class. Go around the room, look at everyone else's work, and draw like they do."
Jesse says that comment cemented his resolve to gain mastery over his craft. The proof of his determination is on the canvas.
And ever since, I'm just doing it every day as much as I can. So I put 250 hours into this piece because I want to be the best I can be.
It's even more astonishing to know the portrait was created in colored pencil.
I love it for its precision. Paint has a loose quality to it, and colored pencil, every little detail, every little water droplet becomes very easy with colored pencil for me.
The muse for this portrait is Jesse's fiancée. She and his mother accompanied Jesse to Dallas for what is surely just the first step in his journey.
I do want to become a professional artist and sell my art in a gallery.
He'll have them lining up at the doors, and the Irving art community will have launched another rising star. This is Kathy Whiteman reporting.
Don't miss this year's Texas and Neighbors art exhibit on display through May 14th in the Irving Arts Center main gallery. To learn more, visit irvingartassociation.org.
There are few better examples of neighbor helping neighbor than the annual Great Days of Service event. Andy Schellenberg and Eddie Shaw join me with the details. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So if I can, just in the interest of full disclosure, say that I covered last year's Great Day of Service event, and I wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to bring someone in to help promote it this year. It is such a wonderful event. But I don't want to put words in your mouth again. Andy, tell us what Great Days of Service is all about.
Great Days of Service is an organization that's faith-based, and together once a year, 2 different weekends, we help Irving homeowners in need, anything from cleaning up their yards or either other things all the way up wheelchair ramps, other type of activities, whatever to help the homeowner in need. And we also partner with the City of Irving Code Enforcement. Some of the homes we get through them, and then some of them we get from our faith-based organizations, and then some from neighborhoods, neighbors and friends, relatives. And so we get them that away, and then we process them and to meet our guidelines. And
so it really is neighbors helping neighbors. Eddie, the focus of this group is faith-based, absolutely, but it is faith-based for any church in Irving. Can you talk about that?
Yes, I'm Eddie Shaw, representative of the Islamic Center of Irving, and in conjunction with my friend here, Andy, who's the chairperson, we work together. So we have a common goal, and that's to bring help to our neighbors. And that we look at the similarities and what we can do in common and how we have the same purpose, and that's what makes this a successful organization.
So if you're a member of any faith-based organization here in Irving and you want to get involved with a team, or you want to just come out and volunteer, how do we get folks involved?
well, one of the ways is that we have these brochures that we pass out through the different churches and mosques and that type of thing. And also the city has some of these too that they pass out to people they think that could use our services. And then also we have a website, and you can go to that website and it pretty much tells the story also.
That's great. So Eddie, on the days, because this actually is going to start this weekend and run Friday and Saturday for this weekend and next weekend.
That's correct.
What kinds of things are you anticipating?
Well, we're anticipating a large amount of volunteers coming out on Saturdays. That's our most popular day. We will have approximately 23 to 25 houses that will receive care and cleanup, as well as paint, new paint, and will make the homeowners proud and feel a new appreciation about themselves, and then they'll feel more in touch with their neighbors. They'll feel that they're able to contribute more than they have in the past.
Absolutely. There's nothing like that kind of help that helps to create a sense of community for people.
Yes.
So folks, if you'd like to volunteer in some capacity for Great Days of Irving, you can visit them online at gdsirving.org. And the telephone number, if you want to call the GDS hotline, is 972-510-5084. Thanks so much for being here today, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you, Patika.
The Irving Heritage Society celebrates Irving throughout the month of April with the whimsical, delightful work of folk artist Will Moses, great-grandson of legendary American artist Grandma Moses. The exhibit continues through June 26th in the Irving Arts Center Dupree Lobby Gallery. To learn more about celebrating Irving events, visit irvingheritage.com. And be sure to catch the exhibit, as well as some other fun things to tickle your fancy about town.
And here's some other exciting events happening about town. The new exhibit, Pete Fernandez Paintings, features the work of a local arts pioneer and treasure. See Pete's work through May 15th in the Irving Arts Center Focus Gallery. And celebrate Cinco de Mayo with the Fiesta Tecalzo concert on Sunday, May 1st at 6 p.m. at the Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas. Experience Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan, Mariachi Nuevo Tecalitlan, and the Irving Symphony Orchestra all on stage together under the direction of Maestro Hector Guzman. For more information on both events, visit irvingartcenter.com.
The next Jumpstart Stories and Art gets your preschooler ready for Mother's Day with Moms Are Amazing. The fun kicks off at 10 a.m. on Thursday, May 5th in the Irving Arts Center Suite 200. And Irving Events Tribute to Greatness concert series continues with Mysterious Ways. You can see the U2 tribute band on Friday, May 6th at 7 p.m. at Whistle Stop Plaza. Visit irvingsevents.org for more details. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks for joining us.
Please be sure to tune in next time for highlights from the North Texas Teen Book Festival. I cannot wait.
We'll also get hands-on at Great Days Service, and we'll check out the stars at night at Texas Fest 2016.
We'll leave you tonight with the music of the Dave Matthews Band, performed by Warehouse as part of the Tribute to Greatness concert series. For About Town, I'm Kathy Whiteman.
And I'm Patika Berkeley. Have a great evening, About Town.